handling of VVIPs, something like that. Well, in prisons, first of all, we don't have VVIPs. Prisoners are prisoners, and that's actually the beginning point of it all. But prisoners, we also handle them based on security, and I think that is really what formed our administration. I mean, the administration of prisons based on security. Definitely, someone who is a high-profile case, we must protect him. We must protect them. Because even among themselves, they can have violence. We have just talked about this one. So we cannot expose them now. But it's not that we are giving special treatment to this particular, but we look at security aspect very seriously. If someone is on treason, is on high treason, and so on, there is a way we must really, protect. Escape actually is first in our head. Security within the prison themselves is in our head. So our administration of the prison, whether FDC president or what, for us that is not so much, because for us, when you go there, we are just treated as prisoners. We don't go too much into it was this, it was that. No. Otherwise, I'm not a professor. Then I'm going to keep a professor. So how would I keep a professor when I'm not a professor myself? So we have basic standards of treatment of prisoners, cutting across, irrespective of what, how you wear. Of course, slight, but how you wear is should not be too much of our concern. Ours is, are you safe? Are you secure? Are you going to courts? Are your rights being respected? That's what forms us our mind. But not because if we begin living in mansions, big mansions, now here you are in a small space which we cannot even create, and therefore what are we going to do it? So my simple take on it is that everybody inside the prison is safe and secure, irrespective of his or her position where he was holding inside or outside. No, outside, not inside, outside. Outside, when he was outside there. Because even my honorable minister is here. When he goes there, that's the minister, he's the prisoner. I'm not saying, I'm not wishing him. I'm not wishing him. That is not what it is. But what we are saying...
Chair. Commissioner Akena wants to scare me. I'm not coming there.
You are protected. You are protected, honorable minister.
This is off record. It is off record. But what we are saying is that irrespective of who or what you wear outside, once you are inside the prison, we give you treatment as required by the law, right? Because if we start saying president this, president that, it becomes a problem for us. I think that's the basic line. But not for the minister, no.
Okay.
He's a senior citizen who has not had any issues. So, Mr. Minister, that was just, I say, off record. But the point is, we are not treating anybody differently because he was this or he was that. I think that is the bottom line. So, your FDC president, I don't know what it is, but for us, we know there is a prisoner. That's the only thing we know. It sounds funny, but yes, prisoners also undergo some punishment, laid down procedure, because if he or she goes against the prison discipline, there is a procedure. It's not about, when people talk about punishment, they think it is corporal punishment. Corporal punishment is not there. But there are other punishment which must be recorded. We in the prisons, we have what we call remission. Remission, where a prisoners misbehave, we run through the procedure, as we talk like the one of the staff, and we record that on this day, this particular prisoner did this. Probably he beat his fellow prisoner, probably he insulted the staff, he has probably assaulted the staff, and so on. So all punishment that is given out of in a laid-down procedure of prisons are recorded in that punishment book 214. Staff punishment book and all others. So, Mr. Chairman, actually the prison books are too many, but I've just highlighted only the few. Otherwise, it's a whole chapter of prisons regulations, part 4, forms and books. And one thing I want to assure you, Mr. Chairman and all ministers, even if you ask the record of a prisoner in 1974, you will get it. That's the only difference with us and another government institution. I joined prisons in 1987, but there was a staff, in those days, East African community, they used to have, so a staff who was working in Uganda Prison Service, but from Kenya, and he retired in 1962. I was not yet born. So when I was in Makshon Bay, he came, and he was looking for his record. Surprisingly, we got his record. It was called Baraza. So for us, all the prison records, we have huge archives. Thank God, it has never been vandalized, and we have all the records. Now, what we are doing, which is going to be part of my presentation here, is now, with all these huge hard stuff, we must now go digital. So, takes us to the second page of my presentation, that we are now developing the prison management information system to be automated, such that if when we offload all this hard stuff onto the soft copy, it will take very little time, just a button, call your name, give the year you were here, pop, and everything will come. But that one took us time, me to chase that guys, but we found it was there. So the Uganda Prison Service now is developing the prisons management information system. The lady is there, Assistant Commissioner, doing a very good job, so that all our records, both from staff and prisoners, and our projects, farms, industries, everything is automated. Now, for the prisoners management, already we have started piloting in Upper Prison, Makshon Bay Prison, and Luzira Women, such that at any point we can touch a button and bring out that prisoner you want in Luzira Women Prison with all the details. But our plan is that it is going to cover all the stations across the country. Mr. Chairman, you were wondering how I was able to give you up-to-date information about the prisoners' population. Today, 14th, is because of the management of records. At any given point in time, when I call an officer in charge of Lututuru in Agoro Hills, he must or she must give me at that exact moment. So every day, every time, we keep on receiving all this information through wireless system. We call them WT, the wireless system. So congregating these figures become very easy for us at the headquarters. So, Mr. Chairman, that is in response to the recommendation made for proper record keeping. Finally, it was also recommended that a civil data is supposed to be in a civil prison when you go by the law. A civil data is supposed to be in a civil prison. But where is the civil prison now? Because of the same thing we have talked about. There is no space, and therefore, even the civil data, who was not supposed to be in touch or in contact with a criminal offender convicted or a person on remand charged with a criminal offense, somehow we cannot do much because of space. Otherwise, a civil data is supposed to be in a civil prison. Thank you.